Yes.
What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aaron Brown, professional pitcher, and this is Athlete Life. What I do is I take your questions and I make videos to help answer those questions. So if you like professional baseball, professional sports, if you have questions about what it's like in the minor league life, the major league life, please feel free to leave your questions below in the comment section of the videos and I will make a video to answer your questions. With that being said, let's get started with today's video on how to throw harder. Now, throwing harder, everybody really, might have their take on it. Some programs out there like Driveline, some of you that are trying to throw harder probably know that Driveline is the biggest name in baseball right now. And I would agree with that. I've been a part of Driveline when I was with the Phillies. I went to Seattle to try out their program. I liked a lot of what they did. But the fact of the matter is, guys, being able to throw harder is gonna look different for each and every player. And what I mean by that is everybody's body moves a little bit differently. Everybody has different strengths. Some people are more upper body strong, some people are more lower body strong. So here's my first key point for you guys. You need to find a consistent routine that helps you move more efficiently and with more force. And that is something that will help you guys throw harder over time. So my first point to throw harder is going to start with your throwing program. And for me, my throwing program is pretty detailed. I do a lot of different movements. When I first start throwing, after I've warmed up properly, I start about 25, 30 feet away, and I actually start throwing with a weighted ball that is 11 ounces. So I start with that, and I start split stance facing my catch partner, and I isolate my upper half. So I start with my core, and I simply rotate into a throwing position with my upper body, and I get the shoulder warmed up using a weighted ball. And after about 5 to 7 throws of that, then I start with a regular baseball. And I do the same motion with a regular baseball. The second part of my throwing program is I move back a few steps and I go into a split stance where the stance that I would be in, at foot strike in my pitching mechanics. So I get into that stance and it's called the rocker drill. So I'll rock forward, rock back, and then I will go into a normal throw. And I kind of separate my lower half from my upper half, so I feel both my lower half and my upper half working simultaneously. And I do that for about 5 to 10 throws. So then I go and do the stretch routine, which simply start on your drive leg and just make 5 to 10 throws out of the stretch to my catch partner, try and hit him in the chest every time. And at this point, my arms just start to feel pretty loose, so I'm able to throw somewhat hard at this point. And once I get to 90, I work into the crow hop phase. And the crow hop phase is what I'm gonna stick to the rest of the throwing program. So as I get to 90 feet, I'm gonna make about 3 to 5 throws at 90, and then I'll work back to 3 to 5 throws at 120 feet, and then 3 to 5 throws at 150 feet, and then so on and so forth. And really, for me personally, I like to do long toss maybe 2 to 3 times a week. And long toss, I could be anywhere from 200 feet to 350 feet out to really strengthen my shoulder and allow everything in my body to work together to get the ball to my target, which could be anywhere from, like I said, 250 feet to 350 feet, 400 feet away. So guys, long toss is gonna help you strengthen your arm, your shoulder, your core, your throwing mechanics. Everything is going to allow itself to work together to get the ball to your target. And that is just a whole strengthening process to allow you to start throwing harder. So after I've completed my long toss, I work my way back in. I start doing something called pull downs, which I'm still in a crow hop phase. So I'll do a crow hop and I'll pull down on the ball to generate proper spin. Driveline would call it more efficient spin. So what I'm doing is I'm training my arm to move quicker and with more force. And I'm also trying to create a more efficient spin on the ball and get the ball to work through my target instead of die at my target, if that makes sense. So pulling down through the ball, creating efficient spin, training your arm to move more efficiently and with more force is something I do every single day with my throwing program. So guys, that's basically my throwing program that I do every day. Long tosses 2 to 3 times a week. And all this stuff has proven to work for me personally. So if you can take anything from this and might help you in your throwing programs, to develop arm strength, shoulder strength, and gain a little bit more velocity. That would make me super excited that you guys are able to use some of this. Moving on to the next phase of starting to throw harder is your lifting program. And with my lifting program personally, what I found to help me throw a lot harder is deadlifts. Deadlifts for me have, over the course of 1.5 to 2 years, allowed my velocity to jump from an average of 91, 92 to 93.5 miles an hour over the course of a season. So that being said, my fastball was an average of probably 91.5 for a whole season. And then the following season, my average was 93.5 for the whole season, being that some of my fastballs might have been 92, some of them might have been 96, and topping out at 97 last year. So guys, your lifting program is going to help you with your overall strength and allowing your arm to move quicker, more efficient, and just being more total body strong will help you throw harder. So with that being said, find movements in your lifting program that allow you to be stronger as a whole. So for me, that's deadlifts and sometimes squats. I like to mix in squats as well for total body strength. So like I said, your lifting program is going to be a huge component of what you need to start throwing the ball harder. And then number 4, this worked for me personally, was yoga. And I know a lot of people like yoga, or they might like Pilates compared to yoga. Well, the fact is Pilates stemmed from yoga practice. So if you're doing Pilates, you're basically doing yoga just in a different form. So for me, I like to do hot yoga. It allows me to get deeper into my stretches, allow my body to really open up, and once I step on the mound, I'm able to be super flexible and allow my body to move freely with fluidity, and that allows me to throw harder as well. So another component to throwing harder for most people is probably yoga, and I know it worked for me, so I might be able to work for you. That's my hope, is you guys can take some of these things that I've done and implement them into your own program, and I think you will probably see a slight increase in velocity. One thing I really want you guys to know is that it's going to take time. You need to understand that you are not going to start throwing harder overnight. It's going to take time, and sometimes it'll take a year or two to really see a difference in your velocity. That's why the Driveline program has, everybody stays there for the whole off season to try and increase their velocity with all the training and the different movements they implement. So it's going to take time. So don't be in a hurry. Be patient with the process. Like I said, it took me about 1.5 to 2 years to really see my velocity jump to an average of 93.5, around 94, and my max velocity was increasing by 1 to 2 miles an hour every season. So guys, it's going to take time. Don't be in a rush. Trust the process. Like I mentioned in a previous episode, you got to trust the process when it comes to these things. It's going to take time. Baseball development takes time and repetition. So if you guys can learn anything from this, is that you got to find a throwing program that works for you. You need to find a lifting program that increases your total body strength. And I would encourage you guys to do some form of yoga or Pilates that opens up your body, allows your muscles to move more freely. Flexibility is key when it comes to being able to throw a baseball hard. So keep that in mind when you guys go into your next off seasons, or if you're in high school or college. If you're not in season, try and implement some of those things. I believe they will help you tremendously. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all learned something about implementing a program to start throwing harder, gaining velocity. I know it's something that a lot of kids have asked me about over the years, and I just wanted to put it out there. This is my program that I do personally, and it has worked for me. So if you can use any of these things in your program, I believe it can help you tremendously. Again, guys, if you have any questions about professional baseball, professional sports, what it's like in minor league life, major league life, please leave your questions in the comments below. I will take a look, guys, and make a video to answer some of those questions for you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. I really appreciate your guys' support. Thank you. Have a great day, and God bless.